Welcome, Stoobies. Welcome back to the Stooniverse. And you probably, if you followed me over the years in any way, shape, or form, you recognize the intro music as the Bearded Waltz, which I used for my YouTube reviews of beardcare. Which brings me to today's sort of Stooniversal presentation of face value. So, what this part stems from is, I've had all of these interests and things that I've wanted to do shows on over the years, and it sort of finding an avenue for each one has been difficult because my interests and myself actually are very much all over the place. So with this sort of podcast network that I'm developing, I am sort of mashing up all of my interest into one place. Now, in terms of building an audience, I know that's going to be divisive in a lot of ways because, people from the music side of things perhaps won't care about beard care, and people from beard care won't care about the music side of things, which is fine. Everybody's interests are different in particular. But for me, I want to sort of just herd all of these interests into one location, different shows, so to speak, but one umbrella sort of a network of things. So, where I left off beard care wise was my wife and I at the time had been living in an apartment, and the cost of living, of everything has gone up, and they were raising our rent by like $1,000 a month. So we'd kind of made the decision to move back in with my mother and save up for a house whenever the market sort of improved. And we moved, and I'd taken a break from recording the videos and the YouTube side of things to move and get settled. And we moved, and then immediately after that my mother passed away, and they was dealing with that, and that my response to things was not necessarily healthy, and in a lot of ways I myself was unhealthy, and things just sort of spiraled out of control, and it ended up dissolving my marriage ultimately. And when that happened, I went full 2000s Britney Spears and cut off all my hair and shaved my beard, and lost a bunch of weight after due to some healthy lifestyle changes and sort of trying to get back on track as a person. And when I cut off all my hair, the need for beard care products was not there anymore. I didn't have a beard, so getting back into it and sort of growing my hair and beard back out, because I think for me, in a lot of ways, whether or not I grow my beard and hair out is a representation of where I'm at emotionally speaking. When things are kind of on track and good for me, I feel the need to let my hair grow, let my beard grow. And then when I reach a state of sort of emotional despondency, I guess, I end up cutting everything off. And I think it's sort of symbolic for me in some ways of letting go of all the stuff that's sort of attached to the growth that I have at the time. And call that, insane, if you will, but I'm slightly insane, or unique at least. So that's kind of my stance on that. And now that I'm growing my beard back out, I'm getting back into beard care, and I guess it's a good place to sort of start to talk about what I've went back to and the companies that I've bought from since I've been back into this. And I developed relationships in some ways with reviewers and companies, and I will admit that the culture of reviewing and YouTube and the community had its ups and downs. That being said, I never had a problem whatsoever with anybody in the community. I know that there's a lot of, or there was at the time before I sort of disappeared, what felt like bad blood and sort of like division between people and companies, and this sort of bullshit drama that was kind of attached to it that I have zero patience for, and it's just not who I am. And I tried to stay out of it, but tried to remain friends with everybody, because like I said, nobody on any side of things ever did anything wrong to me or upset me in any way. So I have nothing bad to say about anybody, but the sort of atmosphere was kind of odd, and maybe it still is, but I'm much less close with people than I was at the time. But the reviewing is so odd, and I think with things like products like beard care and things like that, it makes sense to me to some degree. I mean, for the most part, with the company, once you get the feel and beard described, that's all you really need, sense or subjective. I guess the perspective of how people pick apart those scents is unique. So hearing that may be interesting, but I digress from ranting about that side of things. I know that the sort of aesthetic of a lot of beard care products, it seems very geared toward your typical manly man aesthetic or personality type, which I'm very much not. The whole sort of outdoorsy, tough, patriotic type of person is not who I am. And not to say that there's anything wrong with those people who are that, and I understand that, beards are associated with that sort of type of person, but it's just not who I am. So I know a lot of the marketing and sort of a lot of the appeal of these companies that may have been geared toward a certain type of person dare I say, almost like for lack of a better term, the good old boys. Um, it just was kind of lost on me. And I will say that I have utmost respect for veterans. And if you are a veteran owned company, I appreciate everything you've done to put yourself on the line for, you know, everybody. I deeply appreciate that. And I admit that I never had the balls to put myself on the line in ways that you have. But I think that the tagline of veteran owned company became just a marketing thing, like pandering essentially. And that kind of frustrated me as well. And there was very much an aesthetic of guns, God, and government. And I am just not that type of person. Um, One company that I would like to say that I've went back to um, and kept a bunch of stuff from and ordered from again since I've been back into this is Fetty Says. I mean, a couple of things that appealed to me about Fetty Says from the beginning was the fact that Lloyd, his marketing was not that. It's classy, but it's not over the top. So, just being transparent here, you have the side of things like Nicholas Beardworks, which is the most expensive company out there, and Alex's marketing is very over the top with the classy aspect. I mean, it's beautiful, it's artistic. I think the skull sort of imagery is kind of lame, and that may be a controversial statement, but if you're coming from the beard care side of things, there's a lot of things I'm probably going to say that may turn an audience away. But I would rather be disliked for who I really am than liked for something I'm not. But I think the whole like skull skeleton sort of imagery is incredibly cringy, personally speaking. But skull bottle aside, I wish that Nicholas Beardworks would just stick with the black bottles that the base level oil comes in, because I think those are just fucking gorgeous. And especially with the wax dipping, and the wax dipping does help the cringiness of the skull bottle look. And they are well-made bottles. I mean, the skull bottles that I have, I mean, they're built like tanks. You could like smack a bear over the head and take him down, and those bottles won't fucking break. But Alex's marketing is very over the top. And Alex is a great guy, and he's doing very well. And Nicholas Beardworks makes maybe the best product if you're willing to pay the price. Now, that's entirely up to you whether or not you want to spend that much, but you get what you're paying for with Nicholas Beardworks. And they're another company that I have went back to. I've made purchases from since I've been back into beard care. The hyaluronic acid syndrome, it's the first aid. I keep that in rotation daily with no matter what I use. Post shower and wash, I throw that in before anything else, and it makes everything work better in terms of product. I got kind of sidetracked there talking about Fetty, but Fetty is like a more affordable version of Nicholas Beardworks that's much less cringy. Uh, Alex, you know, there is that element of maybe trying very hard to uh, make that image work, but Lloyd with Fetty, it's effortless. I mean, his marketing is classy but simple. It's not over the top. His artwork is always beautiful. I just, in terms of the marketing side of things, I think Fetty says does it better than anybody else. Honestly, I mean, there's these companies that put out all these ads, and you know, if you mention, you know, a guy across the street has a beard, then you're getting fucking Beard Octane ads for the rest of your life, or Badass Beard Care, or Live Bearded, or any of those types of companies. Um, you know, but not what Fetty says. Fetty says is like, he's there, he knows his worth, his presence, but it's not trying too hard. Fetty's aesthetic is just natural. That's who Lloyd is, and he's a great guy. He has been a very dear friend. Not to the point of talking every day, but I mean, when everything was going on in my life, and I was very candid with him about my situation and my struggles and my loss, and he was nothing but nice and kind, and you know, even like after a year of disappearing, he'd sent me a message on Instagram, like just checking to see how I was doing, like a genuinely good dude. And I know that being a good person has nothing to do with making good product. As harsh of a truth as that is, I do have nothing but deep respect and love for Lloyd and Fetty's products. What has stayed in my rotation between moving and everything is what I've kept up with. Black Rose is phenomenal. I love the ever living shit out of that beard oil. That's the cinnamon and champagne, I believe. I am on the website now, and I'm going to refresh my memory. And that's another thing is Fetty's value. I mean, for $32, which is about $20 at least, depending on what the scent you get, it less than Nicholas Beardworks for 2 ounces. That's a great deal, honestly. And the ingredients of that is 24 karat gold flakes, hemp seed, jojoba, coconut oil, rosehip oil, sunflower oil, and the essential oils. And it's sweet champagne with a cinnamon-like balance. And it is fucking phenomenal. In the weirdest way, the way my brain sort of puts things together is it's that champagne like scent with the cinnamon. The way it comes together is almost donut shop like in a weird way. It's very sweet, but not like it's very sweet, but it has some sort of edge to it that kind of cuts it in a way that I don't want to describe as bread-like because that sounds unappealing. But there's something balanced about it. And I think the way that the cinnamon plays with that champagne scent is perfect. And the Feelin' Beard is great. I've kept up with that. I've kept up with the White Apple Bourbon, which, I mean, that made me eat my own words about, like, bourbon scents. And thinking I didn't like that. And musk, like kiwi musk, is another one that I thought that I just wasn't going to like. But White Apple Bourbon is phenomenal. That one is white chocolate cookie with apple bourbon, and the way it all comes together. I've reviewed that on the YouTube channel, but it comes together like a fall scent like nothing else. And I'm a whore for a good fall scent. I really am. Um, and the blend on that does not appear to be. Oh yeah, it's right here. Baobab oil, cactus oil, aloe vera, and passion fruit oil. Um, and that's just a great scent. I love that. I've not purchased. I need to restock on the butter of that. I believe he is currently out of stock of the wash. Um, but I would buy the hell out of that wash. I did buy the coffee chocolate oud, which the scent profile on that is going to be an earthy coffee with decadence, a fresh pot of decadence. So, on the scent profile description on the website, I will point out that it doesn't look like that chocolate and oud is described really well on the website. I would sort of update that because the way that the chocolate and the oud and the coffee come together, it's almost like very like cherry scented in a way. The wash, I use that on my beard and hair now. I love it. You can get an 8 ounce for $23. Okay, for $23 you can get an 8 ounce. For $23 you get an 8 ounce wash, and I've been using that on my hair now that it's kind of growing back and beard for the time being, and it works fine, more than fine. It's I would say it's like on the stripping side, slightly. It's not like obtrusively stripping to where I feel reluctant to use it every day. I mean, with my line of work and, working in a restaurant where the AC has been down for like the last couple of weeks and summer just refusing to end, it strips my beard without making it feel dry. And it works great on my hair. Now, the longer my head hair gets, I think it may be a little too much for my hair in terms of it's got some oils in it, which may leave my head hair feeling slightly greasy for the type of hair that I have. My head hair stays on the oily side. But for the beard, it works perfectly. And all of his scents appear to be available in the wash, although some are out of stock. Brunch on Sundays is like a sort of take on Black Rose, but it's completely different. It's like like a mimosa scent, so it's like champagne with orange, I believe. What citrus is that? Okay, so it doesn't look like the description is on the website. And I know that is one thing I will say about Fetty's website is it's overwhelming as shit because he has so much to offer. And I know when you're on the phone, sorting through all of this is kind of a pain in the ass. I'm on the desktop version now, and it's easier to navigate. But still, I mean, he has so much to offer, and every scent is a different blend. And I know one that I've tried recently, although there's much more that I would like to try when finance permits it, is I went through most of my early endeavors in beard care thinking that I absolutely fucking hated leather. And something happened and I got this weird sort of craving for leather scents. So my leather jacket from Fetty is fruity, spicy leather with teak wood, and it is awesome. It's like a gentle leather. It's not one of those like in your face sort of some leather kind of smells like chlorine to me. Scent wise, I've had some scents from companies that came across that way. I remember, I think it was, I don't know, I don't think it's still available, but the Ruddy Man scent from Ruddy Man was a leather scent that I did not care for at all. I thought that smelled like bleach. Not, I mean, there was some stuff from Ruddy that I liked, but not that one. That was not one that was for me. But my leather jacket, I mean, it's gentle, it's classy. I love it. I can wear the butter at night without it seeming like too much for nighttime. And the ingredients for the oil is squalene, avocado, emu, and meadow foam seed. So it's like a simpler blend. It's not like one of those like kitchen sink like let's throw as many fucking oils in one bottle as we possibly can. It's well balanced with a few ingredients that work very well together. The scent is great, and I will say that a scent that it pairs well from is another company that I have bought from since I have been back into this, which was Elite. Elite has Vermont right now. It's marketed as like a fall scent, but I would buy this year round. Going over to the website to find that one now, which I will say, Jay is another one that when I ordered from again, he sent me this like beautiful thank you card, and he threw in like another oil. He threw in Attitude, which Oud is another one that I didn't really like. I'm not one of those people that have like that weird hard on for Oud. It's pleasant, but you know, it's not like it's for I describe things in weird vulgar ways, so everybody acted like Oud was fucking God's cum. And it's nice, but you know, it's not the jism of the gods. You know, it's a good scent. But Attitude was really good. But what drew me back to Elite recently was Vermont, which is white maple, cinnamon, pecans, maple, woodsy note, tonka bean, and vanilla. And it is nice because I have a fucking soft spot for maple. God, maple is so good. And mixing that with my leather jacket, it seems like a weird combo, like leather and maple. They work just so well together. It's like if you want a Canadian dominatrix, there you fucking go. Mix those two scents together. And Elite's price point is great. I bought a combo of that, the oil and the butter, and that's going to be his emu blend. And it's refined emu oil, sweet almond oil, virgin argan oil, pure jojoba, apricot kernel, avocado, pumpkin seed, hemp seed, sesame seed, bringari, castor, and vitamin E. So it is a little on the heavier blended side of things. And let me see if I can jump over to the butter ingredients. So on the website, it does not look like it's stated on the scent profile side of things. But I mean, the feel and beard of Elite is great. I know Sabine is a hell of a cedar scent. It's not like that cheap sort of smells like you bought a perfume from a Dollar Tree type scent. It's you know, it's a classy cedar scent. Great Filling Beard. I don't think that one has the emu in it, if I remember correctly. But that is one that I've used, that I had some left over from my previous stint in beard care. And Attitude, the one that he sent me to try, is saffron, nutmeg, lavender, agarwood, patchouli, and musk. And I haven't worn that yet. I haven't felt the timing was right, but I remember sniffing it in bottle and being like pleasantly surprised by it. That's a very good scent as well. And that also comes in his 50/50 emu blend. I think it's $20. Yeah, it's $20 for the oil for a combo. I believe. I think Elite is one of those that you have to. I had to buy them separately. I think it was $20 a piece, so about $40 for a combo, which is average, I would say. But Great Feeling Beard. I love Elite. I had a ton of Elite scents that I cannot remember to save my life what all I had at the time, but most of the Elite stuff that I've tried, I've been perfectly happy with scent wise, and Feeling Beard is great. One of the first ones that I ordered from again, and one that I've stayed in touch with, who has been nothing but kind to me. Not that kindness has anything to do with the quality of product, but one that went hand in hand is Southern Beard Care. Tim was nothing but great. He was the first company I ever reviewed, and he was super supportive, man. Like, I had no clue what the hell I was doing. Not that I do now, but, that first review was, the roughest, as it usually is, and Tim was great, and still is, and we became close, and he's one that lives maybe an hour away from me, and I would love to have him, on the show, because what I would like to inevitably start doing with this is having people from the community on and interview them, and he is one that I would love to have on, because he's a great, really funny dude, great sense of humor, very kind. He reached out to me a lot, and living so close, when I was inheriting the house, offered to come over and help. But Tim's products are phenomenal for the price point. Let's go to his website. I got Gambling Man in the premium oil and butter, which from Tim, his premium butter is very good. It's more of like a hold butter. His original butter, that whipped butter, man, it's so good. Just fucking smear that all over my nipples. It's like perfect in terms of probably the best whipped butter that I can think of off the top of my head that's still in the market. So going to his website, Gambling Man is an oud Ford scent. It is oud, sweet musk, a bit of aftershave tonic on the back end to bring it all together. And it is subtle. It feels like it smells like a good quality cologne. I mean, not one of those colognes that you paid like hundreds of dollars for, but it smells like an affordable cologne. It really does. And his carrier blend, I believe there's an ingredients list tab on the website that you would have to go to if you're on desktop. So his premium blend is emu, meadowfoam, Jamaican black castor, safflower, hemp seed, fractionated coconut, shaolin, sweet almond, argan, jojoba, and the fragrance oil. The premium butter is the blend with shea butter, mango butter, coconut oil, beeswax. It's a good hold butter. I wear that at night a lot, and for cologne scents, it doesn't bother me when I'm trying to sleep. So it's a very good scent that's gentle. It's not one of those like abrasive, attention grabbing cologne scents. His whipped blend is very simple: shea butter, coconut oil, and sweet almond oil, and it works perfectly. I mean, there's three ingredients in that, and it's my favorite whipped butter that I can think of off the top of my head, honestly. Um, so Southern is great. I believe it's $39 for a combo. He's got a phenomenal wash. I mean, I had a bottle of that left over, um, that the ingredients had kind of separated on, and it made me sad. But I mean, everybody has talked about his wash, and it really is phenomenal. Um, Tailored beard care. If you're one of those people that likes scents a lot, to where you like a company that's like constantly releasing scents, it's like them. And I'm out of the loop, but I know Ferocious used to be this way as well, but like releasing a ton of scents. I bought a couple of different scents from Tailored, which Tailored I've not talked about on the show yet, and I think perhaps deserves its own episode. Um, Constant sales, very affordable. Great soaps. I bought a couple of the soaps as well. Tailored messes with honey a lot, which I appreciate the hell out of, because honey is one of my favorite smells on God's earth. Like dirty honey is like, it's got honey and dirt, which I know is odd, but the smell of dirt, I love. I love the smell of dirt. And there's like, I know there was a while where my ex-wife was like craving something that smelled like leafy green, but what she actually meant was dirt, the smell of dirt, like earthy. Um, and Ferocious is the first one that I had found with Dirt Road Therapy that was like honeydew, dirt, and some other things that I'm not going to pretend to remember off the top of my head. And that made me realize what she was looking for and what I liked, which was the smell of dirt. And if you add something sweet like honey to that, and dirty honey has tobacco as well, I believe, it's fucking great. Be Happy was one that was a honey scent from him that was honey and tobacco that I love. And there's one that I cannot remember the name of right now, but is honey, tobacco, and oud. I love those. The Librarian is another scent that I have from him. Dark Woods is another one that I've tried. I think I have Dark Woods and the soap. And one thing I will say about his soaps is I think he was out of labels at the time, so they just came in these like weird like burlap sacks, like they would be like tiny bags of like famine era potatoes. But I mean, the soaps are great. I use them when I'm not working, because when I'm at work I don't really see the need to waste my good soap. I use like Doll Gold during the work week and save the good stuff as like a treat for the weekend. So Tailored has some great stuff. One company that I'd talked to and never ended up reviewing that I felt fucking awful for sort of leaving in the dust because nobody talks about them is Wandering Sheep. Wandering Sheep I had fantastic experience with, both on the customer service side and product wise. The Viking is one. Earthy natural smells of patchouli and fir and Scandinavian fjords and warm spices like clove. I loved that scent. I know Beard of the North, when I was trying to find a leafy green scent, recommended this, and it was not what I was looking for that. But I very much dug this scent. It's a great sort of nighttime scent. Um, and their carrier blend is meadow foam, hemp seed, rice bran, avocado, vitamin E. It's more on the simpler side, but great feeling beard. They have a unique butter, um, which I think there was some debate on whether or not you can call it a butter. It comes in like this chapstick, and it's like, I'm trying to find. So that would be beeswax, coconut oil, hemp seed butter, vitamin E, meadow foam seed, aloe vera, and jojoba butter. And it's an odd butter, man. It's like a butter and a balm had a baby, but I dug it. And looking at the prices on the website, it's $15, and I believe the oil was their oils are 15 too. Some are 18. Well, that's a CBD oil for 18, which who the hell has a CBD oil? It's not like 40 fucking dollars a bottle. Jesus Christ. That's one of those gimmicky sort of things that I didn't really notice a difference. I'm not going to lie to you. I think the whole CBD thing is, I get it. I'm sure it has benefits, but to the level that it's marketed as is kind of bullshit to me. Just my opinion. But yeah, they're like, non-CBD oil is $15, so you can get a combo for like $30. That's like $10 cheaper than most places. And I loved Wandering Sheep, and I feel so bad for not getting to them sooner, and I need to dedicate an entire episode to them because, I mean, they were fucking awesome. Both in my interactions with them and just the products themselves. I mean, it's great stuff and nobody talks about it, which is another thing that I kind of want to address here is a couple of things. So people like Beard Octane, Live Bearded, Badass, Detroit ended up becoming this way. I think Ruddy's kind of becoming this way. Fable did. They reached a level of success to where they became more of a machine and, paying reviewers and everything. And I do know that the stipulations of affiliates with some of these companies is kind of odd. Like, I will say that I have heard that Beard Octane only allowed so many affiliates for the people who are their affiliates. Like, they can only have 5 other companies. And, people talk shit. There is this sort of snobbery involved with any hobby that let's just address, and like anything else, there's pretentious sort of assholes in beard care too, and I can be one of those as well. But look, man, if you want to buy from those big companies that you get ads for, if you want to buy fucking Beard Octane, do it. I mean, I think Ginger Jamboree was a good scent. The Feelin' Beard is okay. It's okay. I know people have talked about hating it, and it's nothing to write home about, but it's nothing offensive. Ginger Jamboree was a good scent, but I don't think the Feelin' Beard warrants repurchasing that. People talk about the wash. It's a good wash. It's just good. It's not like amazing. It's not like Southern or Cervantes or Fetty's wash. Ferocious as well, which is a Castile-based wash. It's an okay wash. I think people, when they're first getting into beard care, if it actually lathers, they're like, holy shit, it's amazing. But yeah, if you want to buy from those companies, do it. I'm not getting paid by any of these people to say these things. And I know the way that I speak and being more X-rated in the way that I talk and my descriptions of things and opinions of things. Right now, if you're listening and you've made it this far from the previous beard care side of things, you're probably glad that you never paid me to say or do anything, which is fine. But look, if that's gonna get you off, fine. Wear beard octane or whatever. I'm more of a try everything kind of guy. So I enjoy like finding these new companies and all that stuff. And there's so much I want to talk about on this show. I will sort of devote specific episodes to specific companies. At which point, via I'm trying to plan the logistics of doing remote interviews with people if they would tolerate me. I would love to have owners on and showcase specific companies, other reviewers as well, if I've not offended anybody. Talking about how I'm a whore for certain scents, or calling a combination of scent a Canadian dominatrix. The more I think about it, the weirder I am. But that's okay. If you stayed with me this long, which to the one person who probably has, good on you. I will sort of wrap this up for the time being. This is more of an intro episode. I will say, pace yourself with your purchases, because if you have that junkie-like mentality as a recovering addict, I get just as addicted to anything that's non-substance as I did substance, as like a ADHD hyperfocus type thing. So make sure you can pay your bills before you buy beard care products. But it is fun. It's a relatively affordable hobby. Much cheaper than, say, audio equipment. So, if you want to spend $40 a week on a combo, fucking do it. Just make sure you can pay your bills first. But yeah, if you've stayed with me this long, thank you. And there will be more to come. And thank you to everybody in the beard care community who is very supportive and patient with me during my sort of disappearance. In terms of YouTube videos, I think it's saturated, and until I sort of rebuild an audience, I don't really see the point in putting in all that work at this point in time for videos, for people to just look at my my big dumb stupid fucking face. But yeah, I know people probably have this misconception that if you have a good beard, you have good taste in beard oil, which is not the case. I have a beard. That's all you should know. And if you don't believe me, then I'm sorry. You can just not listen to me. But yeah, now that I've had a manic episode about beard care, everybody take care. Enjoy your week.